All right, now we're getting word. We had to get a little synchronization there, but now we are getting word that it is time for our next run here on Awesome Games Done Quick 2022 online. So coming up next, this is Crossbeats REV Sunrise by jammitch.
Hello, everybody. My name's jammitch. I'm going to give my couch a quick chance to introduce themselves.
Hello, everybody. I'm a KindaNerdyHousewife. I am a Crossbeats REV player, and I showcased this game at the Frame Fatales Fleet Fatales event in 2020. I am joined by two other rhythm gaming community members. Dot, please introduce yourself.
Hey, yo, what's going on, everybody? Dotphase here. Big Beatmania 2DX individual. Also play pop and music. I've been playing rhythm games for roughly just pushing 19 years now. Thank you so much for having me here. Shinji, what's good?
And I am Shinji16. I'm also primarily a 2DX player, specifically doubles, but much like Dot, I've been playing music game for years and years and years, and I am thrilled not only to be here with AGDQ, but also just to be on the couch with jammitch, because just an amazing rep for this game. So psyched about this.
All right, now we've got that done. Welcome to Crossbeats REV Sunrise. We can start the showcase timer in 3, 2, 1, and go. Not actually a speed run, but we'll start the timer. So, if you've ever seen a Japanese rhythm game, you're going to get the general gist of this pretty quick. We're going to be seeing notes on the screen, and we're going to be hitting them with timing. But this is a touchscreen rhythm game. This is an actual arcade cabinet that I have in my home. We're just going to dive right into it. Wanna Be Your Special was the first song available in the iPad version of this game, which came out first. I'm gonna, from here, let the couch do their thing while I'm playing the song so I can focus on the game, but I'll see you at the other end of the song.
Okay, so let's dive in. This is Crossbeats REV Sunrise. It is a Capcom-developed touchscreen rhythm game. For those of you unfamiliar with the rhythm game genre, rhythm games are games in which you have to perform the indicated actions on screen in time with the music. In the case of Crossbeats REV specifically, there are only 3 simple gameplay mechanics. There are the circular tap notes, which you are seeing on screen right now. To successfully activate those, you just have to tap them with good timing. Coming up here soon, we will see the diamond-shaped hold notes. Now, those notes must be held down for the indicated amount of time. You only have to correctly time your press down. You do not have to correctly time your release. You just have to press down with good timing, hold it like we're seeing right now, and as long as you hold it the right amount of time, you will get full credit. The third mechanic is the flick note, and those are pointer shape. To activate a flick note, you must swipe through it in the indicated direction. At the bottom of the screen, you will see a combo number. If you're unfamiliar with music games, the combo number is how many notes you've hit in a row without messing up. You'll notice that each time that jammitch activates a note, he receives a rating, depending on how well he timed his activation. The best possible rating is the flawless rating, which we're seeing a lot of right now. Below that is the super rating. A little bit below that is the cool rating. Even further below that, we have the twin ratings of fast and slow, depending on if you're too fast or too slow. Even further below that are the twin ratings of fast squared and slow squared. Once again, depending on if you're too fast or too slow. And if jammitch just completely whiffs and miss a note, he will receive a failed rating.
I was hoping to not get the cool on that one, but here's what it is.
Look.
That was a little bit of an introduction to the game to show you that not everything in the game is ridiculously hard. Let's step it up a notch, though. Another song from the iPad version of the game that we played a lot because it helped with the unlocks. I'm also going to poke around the options a bit. I'm going to turn the movie brightness down so I can focus on the notes a little better. I'm going to set the game field size to tablet. It's going to bring everything closer together so I can hit more notes with one hand, but it does cause the hitboxes to collapse on each other a bit. And I'm going to turn on survival mode, which is going to give us a different life gauge. It's going to fall down. That way, if anything goes catastrophically wrong, I can quit out of the song and come back.
So let's see if we get the Japanese. No. Okay, so this is Dazzling Season. It has both English and Japanese vocals. You have I believe, 10% chance of getting the Japanese vocals, but we got the original English vocals. This song is by Jun, which is Junko Karashima, who some of you may know from the Bimani series of games.
I was going to say, that name sounded a little familiar. There's a bunch of other familiar names we're likely going to be running into, though, right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say absolutely. Familiar artists known as, I think, maybe Naoki is a big one that we might bump into?
Just a little. Naoki was the producer for this game, right, KNH?
Yes, Naoki Maeda was the sound director for this game. You may know him from his extensive work on the Dance Dance Revolution series. If there's an original song from Dance Dance Revolution, there is a big chance that Naoki Maeda wrote that song. And he did a great job of getting some of his former co-workers from Konami to write a bunch of awesome original music from this game.
So in addition to having a lot of kind of familiar faces, there's also the entire Capcom library as well, right?
Yes, we'll see a little bit of that later. Unfortunately, we have a limited time, so we can't show it all off. But there is Monster Hunter music in this game. There is Street Fighter music in this game. There's exactly one Phoenix Wright song. So yes, Capcom could not resist adding some of those, that large library of video game music that they have.
We actually have 2 Phoenix Wright songs.
Oh, I didn't know there was a second one.
Since you guys mentioned Naoki, it just so happens we have a Naoki song up next.
Oh.
So if you're a DDR player, you won't recognize the song in your brain, but you're going to feel it in your heart.
Absolutely. No, for everybody who's up in chat, please fill up the chat with a bunch of jam emotes. Let's get hype. Jammitch is absolutely bringing such wonderful plays. I mean, the way that you have to hit these notes with the tactility, the how precise you have to be. Opened up with a full combo, moving on into the third song now, honestly. Let's keep going. Let's go.
Yep, if you're unfamiliar with music games, the term full combo means that he did not miss a note. He never broke his combo. In the case of crossbeats REV, a fast squared, slow squared, or failed rating will break your combo and reset it to 0. But a full combo means you never got a fast squared, slow squared, or failed. And that's a good thing. This song is so good.
It is really, really good, honestly. And it's just crazy because, there's so many, how accurate you have to be in a touch screen based rhythm game. One really big thing that I want to point out is with most rhythm games, you actually have key sounded notes, right? What that means is, you when you press a button, like let's say for Beatmania 2DX, for instance, you press a button, it makes a sound. With touch screen based rhythm games, not necessarily. That's why you're hearing these tap sounds. Crossbeats has really, really done touchscreen-based rhythm games in full effectiveness properly.
Yeah, I was going to say,
you're seeing some triple chords on screen. Whenever you see a yellow hex around multiple notes, that means you need to play all those notes together. This game can read up to 6 inputs at the same time. So at some of the higher level songs, you will have to use 6 fingers at the same time.
Yeah, and echoing what Dot was saying, the fact that it's not key sounded, for me, and I know a lot of other folks, it's easier to get into the game because you have that immediate feedback of what you're playing, whereas with this, it's a bit more removed. But what makes it amazing is how good these charts are to play physically. It's such a fun game.
Yeah, the hand motion in this game is wonderful, and that's the thing I love about the modern crop of rhythm games. Like 2DX is great, but it's relatively static. A lot of the modern rhythm games, you move your hands or like a good chunk of your torso while
Exactly.
you're doing it.
Exactly. Yeah, they're
Exactly.
a lot more better designed with like either the physical execution or just kinetically and literally how they feel to play.
Which that segues great into our next song, which is Chase the Wave. This is going to be our first example of what is called flick chains. The interesting thing about flick notes is you do not have to lift up your finger after. So if there are several flick notes that are all pointing in the same direction, you can just do one big swipe through all the notes at once. And this is really hard to time because you have to swipe at exactly the right speed. If you swipe too fast or too slow, you're gonna start getting missed notes. See, right there, we see some flick chains.
Really cool mechanic, honestly. And I mean, when it's chained also with, you know, the whole, I mean, we can't forget about the fact that, you know, this is a rhythm game. So when you're talking about rhythm, you're going to run into certain aspects such as polyrhythms, right? So when you're seeing all these different mechanics fit into place when you're trying to time notes in a specific rhythm game like this, you're really working towards getting to that skillful level to time properly, you know? Amazing.
Yeah, and the thing for me is that, like, even though, like, and I'm pretty sure Doc can agree with me, we've been playing music games for years, but with this particular game that we're not as familiar with high-tier play, like, it still looks absolutely complex and just mind-boggling, but with every music game, practice makes perfect, and it lets you have these incredible experiences like jammitch is having right now.
Right. Every single time I see jammitch play this game, it blows my mind because when I tried playing crossbeats at round one, it just didn't work out for me. I love this game a lot, but it's so hard to, you know, correlate playing a key-sounded rhythm game to something like this. And it's just amazing seeing how jammitch is just so skillful with every single time he plays. And not only that, this set list that he has and that he came up with for the showcase is nothing but amazing.
Yeah, we're gonna hear a lot of good tunes, which I'm seeing those jam emotes in chat. I appreciate that. And the other thing is, I know this looks really intimidating, but modern rhythm games are actually really easy to get into. Please keep in mind that jammitch has been playing rhythm games for almost 10 years. And much like fighting games, skills from one rhythm game will actually transfer over to other rhythm games.
100%.
I'll go with like 17 years. Also, I own this arcade cabinet in my house, so I get a lot of practice on it.
So what are you talking about? Is it? When am I coming over? When am I coming over and we're playing? Was that an open invite?
Yeah, we'll get you a ticket. What are we doing here?
It is worth mentioning that a lot of newer arcade games, at least or newer music games, I should say, and I think we can say crossbeats is part of this, are designed with newcomers and scaling difficulty much, much better as opposed to older, I guess you could say more traditional games like DDR and 2DX from years past.
Yeah, like this song, all the songs are assigned numerical difficulties. What jammitch is about to play here is an 80, but the difficulties in this game go all the way down to 1 and go all up the way to 99. So the difficulties between 1 and 99. One thing I want to mention about this chart is the loop-de-loop we're going to see here. This song has a fun flick chain that is like literally a roller coaster loop-de-loop. It's coming up here.
Oh my gosh. Y'all, let's get hyped. This is absolutely outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. Let's go.
I love that
And
one
I do
so
see
much.
a couple folks in chat saying, hey, is this Tash? And yes, it is. The songs that we're doing on this particular credit, or the 3 sets of songs, they're all by Tash. As KNH said earlier, Naoki got quite a few folks that were primarily in Bimani to come with him and produce music for this game. So while there's lots of great stuff from Capcom's library, a lot of familiar faces if you're familiar with the Bimani line of games as well. Like, the music library in this game is wonderful.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing a lot of Bimani artists. We're going to be seeing Ram. We're going to be seeing
Yes.
Slake.
Yes. Keep it coming. What else?
Oh man, these holds. I actually love this song. It's got like a dark symphonic vibe going on. And look at these drum rolls coming up.
This is amazing. Let's go. Let's go, man. Let's go. I love it. I love it.
Don't think I didn't see that.
I love it. I love how you get into this game so much. Like, the passion that you have for this game is absolutely outstanding, man.
So is everybody tired of touch yet? Because we got the touch.
I don't think so.
I was about to say, no.
Do you mind if I jump in real quick and give an incentive update to the audience?
Yes, please. Go ahead.
We've got, okay,
Yes,
cool.
please.
We are less than 23,000 away from hitting the incentive. We are currently at about 7,000, so about 7,300 of 30,000. So make sure when you donate, we got a lot of donations coming in for this game. Make sure when you donate, you click the incentive drop down at the bottom of the screen and put your donations toward the Boss Song Showcase, because we definitely want to see that done.
Yep, and like I said earlier, the difficulties in this game go from 1 to 99. If you meet that boss showcase incentive, jammitch will play all the songs of difficulty 90 and higher.
There you go. You got to see that, right?
I mean, honestly, if we're talking about, like, jammitch is already moving his fingers across, the screen incredibly quick. We're talking about getting into the 90s. Let's get donations put towards that. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
And I hear that there's a lot of donations coming into this game. Again, thank you all so much for being here, everybody, because there's a ton of hype in chat. Y'all are lovely. Thank you so much.
I'm going to point out on this song, the name of the song is ID, and if you look right before the chorus coming up here, the game will actually force you to spell out ID with your finger. Yeah, we got the breakdown right now. You can't see it, but I'm bopping in my chair right now. Look at those
seriously,
drum rolls.
That is so cool.
Honestly, the charts in this game are amazing. The design and the thought that they put into how these charts execute, either for little visual gimmicks like that or just the physical execution. The design on this game was through the roof.
Yeah, one thing I like about this game compared to other touchscreens is you'll notice that each of the notes has a line radiating from it, which is the cross in crossbeats. What that really helps with is a lot of touchscreen games. When you're playing, your like wrists and elbows are covering up notes. But with those crosses, you can actually see, oh, there's a note under my left elbow. I better take a look out for that.
jammitch, you're doing absolutely outstanding. You're doing absolutely outstanding, man.
Yeah, the showcase is amazing, but I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
The circle pattern at the end there, it's really tricky because you either got to alternate fingers and watch the hitboxes or just try to jackhammer it. It's really tricky.
Jackhammers on a touch screen, excuse me, please.
Yeah, that sounds absolutely nightmarish to me.
So what we've got now is a block of artists who got their start in BMS, and when I'm playing the song, I'll let the commentators kind of explain what that means. But we have...
I was gonna say, BMS, that sounds like something Dot knows about.
I know, Dot, you're our BMS expert.
we have a song by Innocent Noise, which is an alias of Shidomaru. And this is one of my absolute favorite charts. It's so many holds and like almost no flicks. So
It's basically
watch the hand positioning on this.
finger twister is what you're gonna see in this song.
Very interesting to hear, especially with BMS. So as jammitch said earlier, BMS, right? BMS artists. BMS is known as, it's a file format known as B Music Source, which it's basically like fan-created content for free to simulate 7-key or Beatmania 2DX gameplay, which has definitely grew past that point. But a lot of artists have found their ways into various rhythm games throughout the time. very interesting to hear as well. Finger twisting, technique in a song like this. BMS songs on a harder difficulty can get incredibly difficult as well for 7 key. So
Yeah, and can't stress enough, like you just said that a lot of folks have created content for this fan game, essentially, BMS.
Right.
But the amount of not just music, but like artworks and original video, it is incredible.
Yeah, there's so much good fan-created content in the rhythm game community in general. And I'm going to do a little plug. You will get to see some of that fan-generated content if you meet that bonus game incentive for Not ITG. The entire pack that Spoody's going to be doing is almost entirely fan-created content.
Well, and that's the thing. I think we know Spoody Biscuit, for those absolutely incredible Necrodancer runs, right? But Not ITG, that is on a completely different level of what Spoody is completely capable of doing. Absolute incredible amounts of practice as well. Please get those donations in for that bonus game doing met.
Oh, I love this part. This part is just so visually appealing.
A little bit out of position there.
But you see that finger twister going.
Oh, that looks really satisfying to execute.
This is one of my absolute favorite charts in the whole game, which is why, even though it's only a 73, I had to get it in here. We just slipped a little bit at the end, but you can see how few cools we had, and just because I lost my finger positioning just a little bit, we had really good timing, but just slipped just a little bit. All right, what do we got next? Another artist that got started in BMS is
Void.
We need 5-5.
So this is a really awesome song, and I just want everyone to hear it. So I'm going to turn it over to AnEternalEnigma. Read us some of those donations.
Oh, I would be glad to, because we've got a lot coming in for this one. We have a $200 donation from Touchy Beats Community, who says, "Hey, jammitch, congratulations from the Touchy Beats community on the Crossbeats showcase. Incredibly excited to see Akatsuki and friends take the spotlight along with you. Thanks for keeping the Crossbeats community energized with your amazing scores and streams. Here's to that second Impact Boss incentive."
Thank you so much. Shout outs to the Touchy Beats Discord.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
All
much.
touchscreen rhythm games, not just Crossbeats. Anyway, continue, Enigma.
Absolutely. We've got
Amazing.
We've got a $42.80 donation from Shinji16, who says, "I'm a simple human. I see music games. I donate. Thank you, AGDQ, for continuing to help showcase more of the music game community. And of course, thank you to the staff, runners, and the chat for making this event as amazing as it is."
I feel like I know that donator.
You
What,
might.
Shin-
It's a meme that's never going to die.
Hold on, Enigma, did you say Shinji16?
I did say Shinji.
Now look right here. You'll see he has to tap 5 notes at the same time.
Oh, those chords look wicked.
Huge.
And just an update on the incentive, we are almost at $10,000. We're at $9,400. We're almost one-third of the way there, so keep those donations coming in for the Boss Song Showcase.
That's like about $5,000 within like the past 10 minutes or so. Chat, you are amazing. Thank you, everyone.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
Thank you, Enigma. You're amazing.
Hey, I'm just doing my best. You're amazing. I'm just making it. I'm just trying to make everything look as good as I can. So you're all doing fantastic. I love watching this stuff. And we've got more donations if you want to hear them.
Yeah, keep going to the end of this song.
Okay, we'll do. I've got a $50 donation from Sparkover, who says, "I am so thrilled to see rhythm games at GDQ. Jammitch, it's always a ton of fun to watch you showing off Crossbeats, and I'm most certainly putting this money towards your Boss Song incentive. Also, shout outs to KindaNerdyHousewife. I saw the perlers you made, and they look fantastic. Shinji, lovely to see you on the couch in another event. Love you, babe. Did someone say you knew how to beatbox?"
Thank you so much, Sparko. Sparko's
That's wonderful.
a
Thank you,
wonderful,
Sparko.
wonderful member of the rhythm gaming community. Okay, Yamajet time.
I know very little BMS, but I know Yamajet. But I'm gonna let Dot speak to him because he probably knows him better than I do.
Yes, Yamajet. has been around for a very, very long time. Started making music in the BMS community very, very long time ago as well. First album was actually released Jet Set, I think it was like 2003. But Jammitch is huge within the BMS community. Honestly, was alongside the originating artists with the defining genres for house music and things of that nature. So when you're running into something like this and crossbeats, it's just enlightening to listen to, you know?
Oh,
Yeah, the early 2000s sounds about right, because I remember encountering Jammitch in Foom Mix, which was actually a really popular Stepmania like complete conversion at the time in the early 2000s.
Well, and the thing about it, that was the first official album release. You know, we're not talking about just the, you know, BMS random songs that were submitted for events. Back, I mean, in maybe the late 90s, there were Jammitch tracks, you know, that you could play on BM98 and whatnot, so...
Oh man, and right now we're seeing what I like to call tap flicks, which is where you'll have a tap that you have to transition into a swipe. And jammitch is playing those on one hand and playing the melody on another hand.
Just a quick update. We've officially crossed $10,000 on that Boss Song Showcase. We're over 1/3 of the way there, so keep your donations coming in for that incentive.
Let's go, let's get hype. Jammitch is really putting it out there right now.
And speaking of hype, all of either like the sour please or like just like music related jam emotes, like chat, so happy to see all of you having as much fun as you are, because it is a thrill for us to be here.
Woo!
Jammitch, let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Just a cheerful little song about the end of the world right there.
The lyrics are actually super sad if you actually know the translation. Next I'm gonna
I know.
Have some familiar faces if I'm correct.
I know Dot's been waiting for this one.
This is personally my favorite song in the game. It is by artist Ram, who was a big artist in the Bimani series as well.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's drum and bass, so you know
The
it's good.
master
Yes,
of
ma'am.
drum and bass.
I was gonna say a lot of what Rave did for in the Beatmania series was either like classic rave or like high or like kind of like low end drum and bass.
Right. This is an absolute banger, chat. Get hype, please. This song is so good.
Let's see those jam emotes.
Please.
Jam emotes for Jammitch.
This song is so good. Ram never misses. I mean, maybe on one track, but we won't talk about it.
Oh no!
I was gonna say like, but do you really want to bring that up? But okay.
I will cut that off by saying one of my favorite things about this particular chart that Jammitch is doing, which I guess I should explain what a chart is. A chart is the older term. A lot of newer games will use map. We use that to describe these swim circles right here. Oh, those are so good. Just the little flick circles. It's almost like you're in a swimming pattern. But anyway, getting back to what I was saying, it is the set of motions, the set of inputs you have to do for a specific song. So usually a song will have multiple charts, each of a different difficulty. I know like Beat Saber and a lot of more modern games use the term map to mean the same thing, basically.
And to be fair, those newer games, like it's in 3D spaces, so calling it maps as opposed to a note chart, like it does make sense.
Yeah, it does.
It really does.
Some of these like patterns and flourishes, especially as we're going in and out of like the drop, just wonderful stuff.
Oh, listen to these amen breaks.
Right. And that was one thing I wanted to point out is the fact that this map, chart follows a lot of the drum vibes. I love it when drum and bass tracks and charts follow that drum and bass vibe. Jammitch putting in work again.
Not to mention, it's not just a drum and bass vibe, it's Ram. It's good drum and bass.
Gritty.
Just an update. We just crossed 11,000. We're about 19,000 away from the incentive, so keep them on coming.
Ooh, keep it up, chat. I believe in you.
Thank you so much, chat.
Okay, so
next.
everybody, I have an important question. I have a very important question. How about some electro?
So up next, we have the most polarizing artist in rhythm games.
I was about to say one of the most divisive artists, but yeah, absolutely.
Chat, I want you to
folks on the
spam.
couch. Folks on the couch. Pro Slake or anti Slake?
Sparker is good, but Slake under his main pen name, I guess, is bad.
I love Slake.
I'm pro Slake. Pro Slake.
He's growing on me.
I think this is some of Slake's best work, and to see this in crossbeats makes me. I mean, I appreciate Slake's work in 2DX, but God, I wish I could have something like this to play in 2DX.
I mean, Slake is an artist I know a lot of folks that aren't really into Bimani, but into like electronic music, adore his work, and yeah, like seeing him start his stuff here and kind of just lessons learned. Like, yeah, I wish I had this in 2DX.
I think the thing about Slake is there's just this very organic sound that you can't leave. You know, like there's just organic sound with Slake. It might not resonate with a lot of people, but you can't, deteriorate against an artist who really puts this sort of effort into their music,
Yep,
So-
you're right. I guess I will have to formally apologize. My dearest Slake, I apologize for saying you were so-called bad. You were there for me when I wasn't there for you.
I also see a lot of folks in chat getting very, very loud about being either in favor of Slake or not a fan of Slake. Love to see it.
Jammitch hitting the polyrhythms just on point. Let's go.
Yep, by polyrhythms we mean that you're playing one part of the song on one hand and the other part, a different part of the song on a different hand. Generally, you're playing the drums on one hand and the melody on another hand, but really it can be any parts of the song.
I was about to say that sounds real familiar for when I'm playing doubles in 2DX. So knowing that this is a two-hand game, I'm not surprised if the charts are doing the same thing, because it makes a lot of logical sense once you get used to it.
The beauty visually behind these charts and maps are just gorgeous. Great job, Jammitch. Let's keep going. Chat, keep it going as well. Let's keep those donations rolling through. Let's reach this
So we
incentive.
got one more artist that people might know from 2DX, and this is a trance artist named Sada.
Yes, Sada!
We're gonna have Shoujo Zeze. And I'm actually gonna put on alternate mode because I want to show you one of the hardest life bars in all of rhythm games.
So this is a good
It's just
time.
hard.
This is a good time for me to explain the life gauge. So at the top of the screen, once we get through the loading here, loading. At the top of the screen, you will see a purple bar. That is Jammitch's life bar. If that ever hits the bottom, Jammitch will fail the song. On the normal life gauge, it is very easy to build your life back up. Basically, it's a life bar. If you miss something, it goes down. On the easy gauge, if you do well, you can build it back up. This is the ultimate gauge. It is one of the most brutal life bars in rhythm gaming. If you get just even a little bit off time, it will drop like a rock. And when you do well, it barely fills it all. And if it ever hits 0, it is an auto fail. You are kicked out of the song. On the easier life bar, even if your life goes down to 0, you still get a failed rating, but you get to finish out your song. Not on ultimate gauge.
Watch those drums on the left hand here.
Right. Another polyrhythm. Absolute banger. Absolute banger. Let's keep that hype going.
And I know just before the song started, Dot was mentioning it, how amazing these charts are visually. And I can't stress enough how great the design is in this game, because not only does it look good and like the charts visually are fun, but the physical execution is also right there too. Like, it is amazing to play as well as it is to watch. I know that as much fun as we're having, Jim's just likely having the time of his life.
Yeah, I know that when I play this game, I start, I just subconsciously just start dancing a little bit when I'm playing.
And that's the thing. I mean, with 2DX as well, there's certain songs that I play.
Oh, that was scary.
Let's go. Still got it. We take those. We take those. That's what we know about. Let's go, Jammitch.
That end is so hard. You got the drums on one hand. On the other hand, you're playing the entire vocal line. And again, the hitbox is kind of crowded a little bit, so you get a little off. I wanted to do a song that I knew I'd take a little damage on, but that I also knew I wouldn't fail. So we won't be doing that anymore, but the thing to know at Ultimate Gauge is if you get a super, the second grade, your life bar goes down. Not up, not straight, not flat, down. So really
Anything
rough.
aside from what the game wants is absolutely perfect. So, out of curiosity, like, what is that timing window? Like, I know for 2DX and for DDR, like, the best judgment is roughly 2 frames before or 2 frames after, assuming 60 frames per second. Do you know what it is roughly for crossbeats?
We don't know exactly.
I
We
feel
don't.
like it's very 2DX. I think it's very close to 2DX. It's probably 2 or 3 frames. Let me make sure I got all this set up. All right.
Yeah, the documentation on it's not great, but our personal calculations show, 2 to 3 frames, 60 frames per second. Okay.
Just to jump in real quick, where our incentive is over $12,000. We're $18,000 away. Now, remember, chat, we have until the end of this run, and it is going to come up quick. So make sure you get your donations in for this Boss Song Showcase. We're about $18,000 away, so keep your donations coming in.
Okay, as some of you may have already noticed, are there any Toho fans out there?
I was gonna say I saw some Toho fans earlier saying, "Oh, there's Toho in this game."
Oh, heck yeah, there's Toho in this game. The next 3 songs that jammitch are going to be playing are actually songs that were from a crossover event with the Groove Coaster arcade game. If you know Japanese rhythm games, they love to do crossover events where one game will send some of their songs to the other game and vice versa. This song came from Groove Coaster 3 Link Fever, which is the arcade version of Groove Coaster. And this song has some... Look at those right angle flick patterns. Those are so hard to do.
Unreal. How? Like, my brain, mathematically, I'm looking at this, and it just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I'm trying my best to visually follow those called out flicks, and it's just like, how?
And then this clock pattern is also really cool.
Oh, that clock pattern is delightful.
Charting creativity, it's just absolutely outstanding to see. Jammitch, let's go.
Now, I did see a few folks in chat asking where they can get this game, which I believe is an unfortunate situation.
Yeah, unfortunately, there was well, let's start from the beginning. There was a iOS version of this game, but unfortunately, it's been discontinued and removed from the iOS store, so it's a little bit hard to get.
Let's go!
Look at that full combo!
In that circle, that little flick note, it's really easy to mess that one up in the middle of the song.
Fantastic!
Let's go.
Okay, so before you get on to where can you play this game, I'm going to introduce the next song real quick because this is kind of the unofficial anthem of crossbeats. I'm told in Japan it's the song that most people recognize. If they recognize crossbeats, this is the song they recognize.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So this is kind of our unofficial anthem. And to be honest, despite being a 74, I think this is one of the hardest charts in my entire set.
I'm guessing because it's a more technical chart?
You'll see. It moves, there's a lot more, less vertical motion, more horizontal motion. Got to bring your hands over.
This is hard dance, baby.
Also, Shinji and KindaNerdyHousewife, I'm so sorry to interrupt what you all were talking about with the Let's Go after Jammitch got the full combo.
No, that was appropriately hyped. So there used to be an iOS version, and now it's mainly just either private machine owners like jammitch or some arcades run the machines offline. Is that right, KNH?
Yep, there is a arcade chain that's recently moved into North America called Round One. Most, but not all Round Ones will have some crossbeat cabinets. There's also several providers who provide games for anime and video game conventions, and many of them also have traveling crossbeats cabinets. So next time you're at your local anime or video game convention, check the arcade. You might be able to play the game there. The last thing is there's a spiritual successor to this game available for iOS and Android called Seven's Code. It's not the exact gameplay, but there is a mode in that game that is very similar to Crossbeats.
Now, I was going to say that's also produced by Naoki, right?
I was going to say also as well. Yeah, same thing, Shinji.
Yep, it's actually generally accepted that Naoki actually left this game to go work on that game.
Just to jump in here with an
Unconfirmed,
update.
but generally accepted.
Just to jump in here with an update, we are still about $18,000 away from the incentive. We're about 42% of the way there. And just a friendly reminder, we are wanting to see that Boss Song Showcase, but just remember, we are raising money for the Prevent Cancer Foundation. We're raising money for a fantastic cause. So not only will you see this Boss Song Showcase, if we hit 30,000 by the end of the run, you'll also be raising money for a fantastic cause. So let's bring it all together. Keep those donations coming in.
This is hard dance, baby.
And as for
I know you want to see those 90s because it gets harder than this, I assure you.
It does.
Thank you
That
so
was
much
a
for the
74. And do you want to see some 90s? Do you want to see the only 99 difficulty song ever made for Crossbeats? Well, you're going to have to donate. And it's a really great cause, too. Prevent Cancer Foundation, focusing on prevention, which is so important.
Here we go. For some
And I know
reason,
that
my brain
we're trying to,
blanked on the Kana. So I want to introduce Todiana as well. Todiana is an amazing chiptune artist. If you've never heard her stuff, go check it out on YouTube. She's just amazing. And if you like chiptunes, this is going to be your jam right here.
I was about to say, I remember Toriana being one of your fave artists. But also, again, talking about those donations, again, chat, thank you so much for helping support such a great cause. And even if you're not able to donate, tons of hype in chat. Y'all are wonderful. Thank you so much for being here, everybody.
Yeah, this is a fantastic song by Toriana. Picorasates. Crossbeat, or it was crossover from Crossbeats into Groove Coaster, but we're here now. Big banger.
Yep, this is HDM. The previous song also was crossed from Crossbeats into Groove Coaster. I don't think it's made it into any of the home versions yet, unfortunately. I don't think it's made it to, like, YY Party yet.
Nope, not yet.
QLWA is in YY Party, and that's on this as well.
More of those tap flicks. Tap flick. Those are so fun. Those tap flicks are such satisfying patterns when you
I was going to say, they seem really tricky, but I'm guessing really satisfying.
Yep, you don't have to lift your finger. So you tap on the tap, and then you just draw your finger into the swipe.
So it's almost like it's a way to, from a chart perspective, to have a more exaggerated flip.
Exactly.
Oh, that's really creative.
I'm sorry, I'm popping in my chair again.
Yeah, it's really cool, the fact that, like, all the chiptune vibes that you're getting from this, like, from what I understand, too, is that she actually uses an actual Game Boy, for a lot of the chiptunes, which is really, really cool to see and listen to as well.
I was going to say, it sounded more 8-bit as opposed to a fake bit. Like, it sounded like it was using actual hardware.
Toriana actually did a live DJ set at MagFest, and I believe it was 2018. So has actually performed in North America.
Just to jump in, quick update. We've had some big donations come in. We're almost halfway there. We're at $14,500 for the Boss Song Showcase. We've had some big donations come in, but please also remember that every little bit helps. Don't feel like you need to drop a big one. 5 here, 5 there, all towards the incentive. They all add up. We're almost halfway there, so keep those donations coming in.
Okay, next we're going to have a pretty familiar song. Jammitch, want to introduce it?
Yeah, so if you've been watching GDQ, this is a Capcom game. We've got some songs from Capcom, and we have a game that was featured we have a song that's featured prominently in a run we had earlier in the marathon. That's right, if you stayed up late last night and watched Mega Men 2, you're going to recognize this song. Now,
Oh, my bad.
Now, it doesn't have the kazoo. It's going to have a rock band cover to it, so it's going to be a little different. Let's see if I can actually sort by alpha.
So while we're playing this chat, I encourage you to spam those GDQ lemons. I know you have them. Start spamming them. And Enigma, this is a great song for you to read some of those generous donations.
And I would love to. We've got a lot of them in here. We have a $150 donation from Dawn Dust, who says, so excited to finally see jammitch get to show off crossbeats, putting this towards playing all those boss songs. We have a $50 donation from Giuseppe, who says, when's Jingle Bells? Yours truly, a fellow Touchy Beats Cab owner. We have a $50 donation from Ubi Parts, who says, super excited to see some high-level X Beats play. Loving everything you're doing. Really hoping that we can get that boss song. And just an update, we are officially halfway there. We're at 50%. We got to get to 30,000. We're at 15,000. Let's keep those donations coming in, such as this one, a $20 donation from Zyber, who says, this is so exciting. I love it when the speedrunning community and the community of music games come together on GDQ for a great cause. Whether it be key-sounded games, touchscreen games, or games where you use your whole body, I think most gamers can appreciate the skill it takes to do well while keeping the rhythm. Shoutouts from Georgia to dotphase, jammitch, Shinji, and the whole music game crew. We have $50 from Janafin, who says, as someone else who's played rhythm games for literal decades now, it's still amazing to see a dedicated player playing top-level songs. I had to put this towards the Boss Song Showcase. Much love to Dot from the whole fam. The Atlanta community misses you for sure. We have a $30 donation from Coronia, who says, hey there, I'm your Crossbeats Rev Sunrise Navigator, Coronia. What a dazzling season it is to see such a flawless player playing my favorite rhythm game. It is truly a dynamite sensation, and I can't stop watching. Now it's time to overclock that donation counter and chase the wave. Thanks to the Prevent Cancer Foundation and the Crossbeats Rev community, they truly make this showcase glow.
Oh, that was amazing.
I have no idea who that was, but I love it.
Whoever that was, thank you. And a lot of familiar names in those recent donations. Also, I see a ton of familiar names in chat. The music game community, thank you so much for being here, in addition to all the wonderful folks that are here for AGDQ in general. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you all so much.
This is a story song, so I turned up the video so you can kind of see some of the characters that are involved in the story, such as it matters to a rhythm game.
Yep, this game used to have live online services, and as part of those, there was a little story mode that went along with the game and tells the story of the game. And there are various songs that sort of tell the story of the game in sort of a music video format. And this was the one. This game basically had two major editions. There was the original Crossbeats Rev, and then the first major update was called Crossbeats Rev Sunrise, and that's what we're playing for you today. And this song was sort of the introduction of the Sunrise characters.
So are you saying you could say that I only play my music game for the plot?
I mean, you could. You could.
Also, again, thank you all so much for the donations. Again, like I know we just crossed the halfway point. No, that's another 2,000. Chat, you are doing amazing work to beat cancer. Thank you so much.
Yes, they are. Do you mind if I drop in with a kind of special one here that just came on in?
Go ahead.
Absolutely.
Donation. We had an anonymous donation with $1,000. Dropping that. That's anonymous. They said,
unbelievable. Thank you.
They said jammitch is amazing in that full combo. Let's see that boss song showcase. Thank you, anonymous. That's fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
For such a fantastic cause. Thank you so much for the wonderful donations, everybody. Chat, let's keep it going. Thank you so much, Enigma, as well, for reading out the donations.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Oh, man.
So we
Look
were
at these
talking
flick
about
patterns.
the
Look at
plot.
these flicks.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was a bad timing on my part to jump in.
No,
That ending is
go ahead.
incredible.
I had to work this into the
Jammitch, you're
set
putting in
just
work.
because of that ending.
Yeah, Jammitch, you're putting in work. Either way, I don't even know how you do this. Man, I have no clue how you do this. I played, like, we've been playing 2DX for a minute. I have no clue how you do this. Absolutely wonderful job.
That's one thing I love about music games is if you have 3 different music games, you could have a high-tier player in one looking at the other 2 saying, what is this witchcraft that you do? But the other 2 are going to have the exact same reaction.
Jammitch is literally casting spells on this touchscreen right now. Like, I'm like...
But talking about putting in work, it's worth mentioning, like, all of this amazing high-tier play, you know, in the middle of a marathon. Like, you know, no sweat. Again, Jammitch, incredible play on your part. In chat, you have been hype as all heck throughout all of this. Thank you so much for that.
Right now, we're sort of doing a little bit of a rock block right now, so we're getting in those rock guitars. The vocalist for this song is Mafu Mafu, who some of you might know from outside the rhythm game community. They've done a lot of Vocaloid covers, and that's kind of where they got their start.
Oh, Vocaloid.
Oh, no.
Is this something that we're going to talk about? Vocaloid is Shinji.
Oh, no, Vocaloid's amazing. Don't get me wrong.
Just
Yeah, I know. Before we went live, I was
there.
I know before we went live, I had some remarks about Vocaloid, but that was about the software, not about the artist. Anyway, yes.
Hatsune Miku.
Yeah, just an update. We've crossed $18,000. We're $12,000 away. So, chat, you see the time on the screen and you see the estimate on the bottom right. We're creeping up on that estimate. Don't delay. If you want to see that boss song showcase, let's get that final 12,000 in. Thank you all very much for those of you that have.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. You know what? While we're finishing up this song, give us like 2 donations.
I can definitely do that with the amount that are coming in. How about this one? A $500 donation from Nat Fan, who says all they said was simply mesmerizing. And I think that's all that needs to be said. Nat's Fan, thank you very, very much. And how about this? We have a $9.99 donation from Kaizo, who says, can we get a $9.99 train for 99 difficulty?
Sounds good to me.
Honestly,
Sounds like a plan.
let's get that train going.
So that was an 82, although honestly, as far as the 82s go, I think it's relatively straightforward. But we're going to enter the not boss difficulty, but the harder part of the non-boss set. So again, get those donations in because we're getting close to the end here.
If you want to, I guess you could say this is like an appetizer of what we might be able to get if we get that incentive.
Yeah, we're going to start working that difficulty up a little bit more here. Let's start with Fractalize by Sakujo.
What's really interesting about this song is its time signature. I'm not a music theory person, but it has like, I forget if it's 7/4 or 7/8.
I believe it has both. And yeah, as a musician, like I cannot imagine having to toggle between those.
So the thing about this chart is it just has really interesting but hard to accomplish timings.
Right.
Oh my god! Yeah, I'm listening to that slap guitar, and I'm losing my mind over that because I'm like, wait, what is that rhythm?
Right, with these patterns, it's so easy to get crossed up. I mean, the timing and accuracy that Jammitch is really showcasing right now is outstanding.
Special update, we just crossed $20,000 on the incentive. We are $10,000 away. Chat,
Come on,
let's bring it home for Prevent Cancer Foundation and this Boss Song Showcase incentive.
Come on, chat. Y'all heard Enigma. Let's go. Let's go. This is a very, very hype showcase, and Jammitch put a lot of time into the set list and work into getting this accuracy on point. Let's go.
And again, chat, thank you all so much for being here. And remember, it doesn't have to be those giant donations like we had earlier. Although Nats and Anonymous with those huge donations, thank you. But even if it is just $5, or maybe you're riding that $9.99 train, everything counts and everything adds up. Thank you all so much for anything you're able to do.
Got through the hard part. Count the beats here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Listen to that odd rhythm.
Let's go, jammitch.
And the other thing is here's it's switching from horizontal stack notes to vertical stack notes. So you actually have to.
You're a monster.
Oh, full
You're
combo.
a monster. Come on, jammitch. Let's
you
go.
kidding me?
Let's go. Let's go.
That middle is so rough, too. With those little offset jackhammers in there. It took me forever to learn those.
I was going to say, because not only is it in 7/4, which is not a typical rhythm, but as I think KNH was just getting to, it changes from horizontal orientation to vertical. So you have to be physically careful with how you are positioning yourself to play it.
Yeah, you have to change your hands from a right-left position to a, stacked on top of each other.
Just
Kinda-
incredible.
I feel so bad. KindaNerdyHousewife, I'm so sorry for interrupting you with just the absurd blurts that it's put out there with full combos. That was an absolutely outstanding play. Chat, let's go. Let's get these donations in for an absolutely outstanding cause. Let's go.
I was going to say, on the one hand, chat, I see tons of full combo hype. Thank you, because it is deserved. But again, we are running out of time. Keep that hype going. Keep those donations coming, please.
And this is a huge banger. Huge banger. You can see jammitch's shoulders just moving with this track. Let's go.
I was about to say those bass kicks are phenomenal.
So one thing Crossbeats really likes to do is it gets you into a flow, right? Like you're jamming out, you know where the notes are gonna be. You're like, yeah, I got the rhythm, and then it'll just put a little twist on it and throw you off. It loves to do that. It'll like add a little second rhythm, or maybe it'll put the things that were on the right side on the left side and vice versa. It just always, once you get in a groove, it throws a little twist at you.
Little bit of an update. We just crossed $22,000. We're about $8,000 away. I can see the finish line and I can smell that incentive about to be met. We're only 8,000 away. Keep them coming in.
We only got a couple songs left. We're so close.
Thank you so much, Enigma.
It is my absolute pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Huge track. I was going to say, yeah, I was just hearing that vocal hook. That is amazing.
The familiar Scream sample.
That's the hard part right there.
Oh, you're good, jammitch. You are putting in work. Let's go. You are so focused. Keep it up. Let's go.
We just crossed 24,000. We're 6,000 away.
Woo!
Yeah, that is an amazing pace. Keep it up. I know you can.
How are we doing that time anyway?
Oh, that's a good question.
I'm looking at a delayed stream with a little bit of delay. I'm going to call it at about 56 minutes right now.
Okay, so
Give or take a few seconds.
We probably don't have time for the encore, unless they would be so kind as to allow me to do so. I have one song that's kind of a stretch goal here.
We just crossed 25,000. We're less than 5,000 away. That bar is filling up, but it's got to fill up faster, folks. Time is ticking down.
This is our first song with BPM changes?
Yes, this song features Soflan. Would one of you like to explain what Soflan is and where that term originates from?
Soft landing on the body.
Hold on, stop. Soft landing on the body. What do you mean, Shinji?
So, there was a song in, I believe it was 2DX. Was it 2DX? Honestly, Don, I forget if it was 2DX or Beatmania.
It was 2DX.
So, it was one of the first charts to have really gratuitous BPM changes. So, no matter what you did for your speed mods, you were going to be in for a rough time. And abbreviate that title of Soft Landing on the Body to Soft Land. So that's often a term that gets used for BPM changes that are either less than kind or gimmicky or meant to actually be part of the difficulty and not just necessarily for accent or for the flow of the song.
So yeah, if you're watching the chart right now, speed up, slow down, speed up, slow down.
We just crossed 26,000 for the incentive. We're 4,000 away.
Chat, you are so close. Keep on pushing. We can make it.
Here's that soft land. it just went from 200 BPM to 100 BPM, so halftime necessarily, but visually seeing that, it's very, very tough, especially in a game like this.
I was going to say, it looked like arrows were coming in as opposed to arrows were teleporting. That change is drastic. But yeah, chat, only 4,000 more to go. Remember, it doesn't matter if it's $500 or $5. Every bit counts. Help us get over that line.
So I got one more song in the official set list, so you don't have too much time. I have one extra prepared if we're able to go 2 minutes longer. Leave that up to everybody else.
Yeah, that is up to the producer.
I have a feeling we'll figure something out. We might get a little. We'll figure something out here.
Okay. So we are moving into Black Lotus.
I am so excited for this. I love Malzahn.
And we just crossed 27,000. We're 3,000 away.
So the fun thing about this is it has a pattern. About 2/3 of the way through, I call the Circle of Doom, where it is a circle of tap notes that are incredibly dense and incredibly fast.
This whole chart it's hard, but it's amazing.
I'm not surprised. I mean, it's Malzahn. Every song they've done has just been amazing, either like hard trance or just divine drum and bass.
Right. And this is the perfect time to get those donations in.
We're about $1,300 away.
Okay, while we're watching Jammitch's fingers fly, give me like 2 or 3 donations.
I sure can. We have a lot of them coming in. We have a $100 donation from Narf, who says, had to push towards that boss song showcase in the upcoming official written Flake apology. And we have, I like this one. We have $20 from Sixpog, who says, here's $20, 10 cents for every word per minute this guy can probably type. And I am happy to say that we have now officially hit the Boss Song Showcase.
No way.
For this run, we have crossed
Are you kidding me?
$30,000. Well done.
Woo! I am literally shaking right now. I am literally shaking.
I am honestly doing my best. Yeah, I'm doing my best not to just scream right now. Chat, you are amazing. Let us go.
Fantastic cause. Let's go. Let's go. Prevent Cancer Foundation. Let's go. Let's go.
30K, $30,000.
Y'all are incredible. Thank you so much, Enigma. Thank you.
Think about that for a moment, chat. We're all here having a good time, jamming to some amazing music, watching some incredible gameplay. And y'all just raised $30,000 for an amazing cause. Y'all are amazing.
Did you hear that, Jammitch?
Oh yeah, I was a little occupied to actually react. But we'll emote now. Thank you so much, chat. Incredible show of support for rhythm games and the charity.
A little occupied getting an S grade on a level 84 song like it's nothing. Jammitch, you are doing incredible.
So we have one encore track. This is my closer song when I do a typical set. This is my favorite song in the entire game. This is harder than the others. I'm not gonna do quite as well. We might be looking at more like an 85% clear rate than the 90s we've been trying to get the rest of the time. But it's a killer chart and a killer song, so enjoy.
So this is going to be our last song before the boss showcase, and because of your generous donations, I think Jammitch is going to go right into the boss showcase after this.
He did.
But anyway, what I was saying is, let's hear some of those generous donations that unlocked that boss showcase.
Absolutely, I sure can. We had a $50 donation here from Codemaster, who says, thank you for showcasing such an amazing rhythm game that doesn't get much attention. Cheers to the rhythm game community that is inclusive into helping bring new players into these games and old players back. Keep being awesome, helping each other, and cheering each other on while all of us get better and enjoy all of these games together.
Love you, bro. That's a huge donation, man. Brilliant message. Thank you, Enigma, for reading that.
You're welcome. I got plenty more. We have a $100 donation from 7 Deadly Sins, who says, this run is blowing my mind, so I've got to donate to see more. Let's get this boss showcase. And we did. Thank you, 7 Deadly Sins. We've got a $50 donation from MEC, who says, always a fan of these rhythm game showcases. Let's get some more crossbeats. We have $25 from Sergeant Blue, who says, longtime viewer, first-time donator. Had to donate to the latest installment in my favorite franchise. And we had $10 from Mustang and Exile, who says, hype for dance games at AGDQ. And $50 from Robert, who says, let's dance.
Okay, and I think jammitch is just ready to move right into that boss song showcase. First up, we have Minerva, which is going to be a level 90 song. This is probably the least gimmicky of the songs. It's the most straightforward. It's basically a skills test. It throws a little bit of everything that you've learned by playing the game. There's flick chains, there's dense tap patterns, you know, there's holds. It's just really a test of mastery of the game, but in a straightforward manner.
I was going to say, just the song preview alone sounds much more intense.
Well, and that's 9 for you. 9 is known for, you know, composing songs that have charts that are just filled with absolute nonsense. I don't mean to sound rude by saying that, but I mean, it's just... it's just a messy mix of...
Yeah, I think you could say that as a compliment, thinking about the work they've done for, like, Citus and Demo and some of the other, like, Rayark music games. Yeah, 9 tracks are usually musically real dense and real all over the place, and I say that as a positive.
And jammitch, let's go.
Look at these rolls and these flick chains.
Thank you so much, chat, and everybody, to make this incentive happen. We really do appreciate you. Thank you so much.
How does he do it? I can bear. So I'm a decently good crossbeats REV player. I'm not the best, but I'm decently good. I can barely follow what's going on here.
I was going to say, most of the time when I try to follow along, I just kind of give up and enjoy the music just because the library in this game is so good.
Look at the chords. Look at the chords. Let's go, jammitch. Come on.
Like, I'm using all of my brain power, my music game brain power, just to follow the chart.
You didn't say brain power. You didn't say brain power.
I'm sorry.
Those circles and those circles and then those crosses are so blisteringly fast.
But just to absorb all this information and then also to have to execute on it is just ridiculous.
I was gonna say, it's like, it's one thing to have the chart, it's another to have the timing and execution. Like, that's where the real, like, music game mastery comes into play. It's not just knowing what the game wants you to do, it's doing it precisely.
Shinji, KindaNerdyHousewife, chat. This is, we were talking about 90, but this is 90. Let's go.
Woo!
Let's go.
Just incredible work,
Absolutely
jammitch.
outstanding.
That's over 900 notes. And the 2DX will go over 2,000 notes, but you got the keys to help you keep in position. You're all over the place.
I love the 2DX plug, jammitch. This is just absolutely outstanding. You're doing such a fantastic job, man. You're really, really putting in work, man. Very proud of you.
Next up, we got Istanbul. This is another one by Naoki Maeda under his Revenge alias, which you might have seen used in DDR. What's funny is he has the REV capitalized because it's crossbeats REV, so he capitalized the REV in Revenge. When this game was online, in order to even see this song, you had to get a 99% clear rate and a full combo on a song of 75 difficulty or higher. Since the game has gone offline, they can't, track that on servers anymore, so they just have it opened for you to play at any time. But When this game was live, you didn't even see this song unless you were already a master at the game.
Look at those flick chains already off the back.
I was gonna say, yeah, this chart already is not pulling any punches.
And yeah, this is Naoki in his style, similar to Exotic Ethnic and
Suguru?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this really puts in like a weird like Sakura vibe with like, gotta shout out the Georgia community with this, but like a bag vibe too. You know, shout out to Bagel.
And jammitch is actually slightly adjusting his speed here to compensate for the Soflan. Oh my gosh, these chords are impossible.
I was about to say, just the degree to which they were toggling, like that is intense.
Okay, Jammitch, I don't think I've ever seen you at this capacity, man. Like,
I've been watching jammitch has been practicing hard for this one. He was so honored to be on GDQ, and he practiced so hard to put on a good performance today.
And a lot of that is thanks to all of the hype that we've had in chat all along, knowing that's what was going to be here. So thank you not only for, you know, having us here, but chat, thank you for being hyped for this. It is amazing all around.
That end is so hard to read because it slows back down one more
super
time.
short song.
And that chord was so those holds right before the end looked really awkward too.
Yeah, that end is super rough. Speaking of super rough, let's move to Kotobuki. The very last song I ever passed in the game. I passed the 99 before I passed this. So this song is also going to feel very familiar to GDR players because it's going to go back to that same classical Japanese rhythm that Naoki previously used for Sakura.
Because it's the same alias, the revenge alias.
And if you're all familiar with like Mike Tyson's Punch-Out in the NES, Piston Honda's theme is that same classical Japanese riff, so you'll recognize that as well.
Yeah, the melody here is based on a classic Japanese folk song, which has been used in many other games.
Jammitch, let's go. Chet, let's go.
This song also has some extreme Soflan. It goes from 70 BPM to 140, back to 70, up to 280, and then you backed out. It's ridiculous.
So what you're saying is basically double time, but then taking into a third of the time, and then back to double time, and then back to a third of the time?
Pretty much. It's basically, to sum it up to rhythm gamers, it's the classic Naoki boss song, right?
That sounds about right.
Jammitch is an absolute beast, just putting in so much effort right now.
Yeah, I know, because again, it's one thing to like be casually playing and then be in part of an event. It's another to have high tier play and then to maintain it for as long as he's had to. Like, I am
point
amazed
this
at
out
this.
that he's playing the shamisen on one of his hands in that section. I always
crazy
thought that was
polyrhythm.
really cool.
What a crazy polyrhythm.
We've done some pretty hype donations here. I got 2 of them. Do you mind if I read them real quick?
Please do.
Absolutely, go for it.
These are great. We have a $500 donation from a tour who says, Jammitch is a joy, crossbeats is a revelation. Chat, let's beat cancer. And we have a $750 donation from B. Kurz who says, let's go Jammitch. Let's touch and go all the way to that Boss Song Showcase. Thank you both very much.
Touch and Go being a song title.
Thank you.
Touch and Go is one of the ones we didn't feature. That's got a chart that's an 86 with a lot of BPM changes as well that I haven't quite mastered.
Okay,
Incredibly generous of you both, along with everyone else in chat. Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna just ahead of time we are not playing Megalovania. Okay, we are playing Megalomania. Okay, I don't want anyone to get falsely excited.
But if you got Undertale emotes, go ahead and use them. I'm not going to stop you. So, you said Kotobuki was the classic Naoki boss song. No, this is the classic Naoki boss song. This song, I unironically love Max 300, I unironically love Fascination Max, and I unironically adore this song. And it's not that gimmicky of a chart. It's hard, very, very hard, but not that gimmicky, as you'll see.
Now, I know Istanbul had a requirement for getting it. Didn't this one have one as well, KNH?
Yes, back when this game was online, this was your extra stage. In order to even have the privilege of playing this song, you had to get a 100% clear rate on a song of 70 or higher. So you had to play a song of difficulty 70 or higher, and you can't get any cools or worse on it.
Goodness gracious.
So that's almost a perfect combo, essentially.
Yes, pretty much.
So if you wanted to play this song originally, you just had to PC a 70 or higher. No big deal.
Yeah, no, just casually.
And speaking of casually, jammitch looks like he's just waltzing through this. Again, incredible level of gameplay here. I cannot stress that enough. But I know Dot's been all over that hype.
Well, and I think the thing about it is, like, you know, when you have a lot of passion in a game that you've been practicing for so long, with rhythm games, there comes love. And I don't mean to sound, you know, wishy-washy with that. When you have a love for a rhythm game that you love to play, you're going to invest the time. And what comes with skill comes with consistency. And what you're seeing right here is consistency. It takes so much time to work up to this level. And it's mind-blowing to see jammitch really put on work through a boss showcase that you all in chat with donations for a great cause were able to meet, to have jammitch just fling his fingers across the screen knowingly to me. I have no clue what's going on. And there it is.
Yeah,
jammitch, let's go.
I think that's the biggest thing, Dot, is consistency. Just that being able to be consistent at this tier. Like, it is hours and hours and hours and hours.
But wait, there's more. This song has a sequel. It's called Megalomania Second Impact. It is the sequel song to Megalomania, and it is the only difficulty 99 song that was ever released for crossbeats.
Yeah, we're going from 93 to 99. Nothing in between.
Chat, just keep in mind as you see this chart, the only 99 in the game, you made this happen. You did this. This is your fault.
You're gonna see this, and you're gonna be like, I don't know what's going on. And I'll be honest with you, I don't either. But it's actually, you can cheese this one pretty well. So we're not gonna worry about failing it or anything. But this is hard and very, very difficult.
Yeah, we're not gonna worry about failing, but we're also gonna buckle up. Oh boy.
So to even see this song when this game had online features, remember that last song, the really hard one that jammitch just did? You had to get an S+ grade to even see this song.
That flip chain, what in the world is going on there? That looked like mac and cheese.
I was about to say. Like, not only the crowd that it had, but the speed. Good gravy.
And then those like long rows of flicks going in the same direction, those are so tiring on your wrists.
Let's go, jammitch. Let's go.
Yeah, those circular flicks, those seem incredibly difficult. And it just keeps throwing them. Like, yeah, sure, do this.
There's everything in this song.
Hype and chat for the power. We need jammitch power right here. Hype and chat, jams, everything that you got. Let's go. Hype and chat, give jammitch power.
Oh, those
I keep thinking they're chord notes and they're actually flick notes. How do you do this physically?
Oh, gimmicks. Notes suddenly decided to only appear for a few frames there for a second.
I was about to say, did the notes vanish?
No, that was not your stream stuttering. That was not the bit rate going funny. That is just how the song is.
Jammitch, your monster, let's go. Come on, chat, let's go. Let's go.
I'm just gonna give up on the holds there at this point in the set.
Let's go, jammitch, let's go.
We'll take a pass on that any day.
Let's go. We take those. We take those. Come on, man. You're wild. Dude, are you serious?
I'm trying to think of what to say, and I've got nothing, honestly.
I think we should just turn it over to jammitch to wrap it up.
So that's Crossbeats Rev Sunrise. There's a lot more game where that came from. I highly encourage you to check it out. The soundtrack. we barely scratched the surface of this amazing songs in this game because we just only have so much time. Gotta give some shout outs to the rhythm game community on Twitch. Some of my friends, Typos, Sorry Ari, Bit Decay, Gold Cuts, Okapi, Tucky Beats community, thank you so much for the huge donations. My Japanese restreamers, Vital-san and Akina-san, thank you so much. Arigatou gozaimashita. As well as the Japanese community keeping the game alive over there, including Thin Kuma and Super Maguri. I think that's all I've got. Once again, thank you so much for having me, chat. Thank you so much for all the hype and all the donations. And enjoy the rest of GDQ.
Well, chat, I see a lot of GDQ spins in the chat. I think that's an appropriate emote for what we just saw. And I saw somebody in the chat amongst all the hype earlier say that jammitch deserved a vacation after that performance. I think we all do, but not till after AGDQ is over. What an amazing, amazing performance of Crossbeats Rev Sunrise by jammitch. Unbelievable. We had a lot more donations that came in for that, including this one, a $500 donation from Chugi Tacos, who says, I need to see jammitch crush this boss song. Let's go. And jammitch did. Thank you, Chugi Tacos, for the $500. You know, we mentioned the $9.99 train. I think we had a few people to call an audible on this one because we have a $99.90 donation from Clorin, who says, a $9.99 train? Here's my ticket, plus 9 more for the people who may not be able to afford to donate. And then another $99.90 from Epic Riotist, who says, all aboard. And then a $99.99 donation from Mike Ueyamu, who says, oops, I typoed. Let's go train. And that train did happen. And again, we had some incredible donations, including this one here, $250 from Flutter-98, who says, I will do whatever I can to encourage further rhythm game showcases at GDQs. I absolutely love it. We must meet the incentive for more. And that one came in before the incentive because we crushed it. Thank you very much, chat, for all of that hype. Speaking of hype, before we get to our next run, we're going to have a little segment here. We just had a bonus game incentive met. We just had a game incentive met, but now it's time for some prizes. So I am going to pass the baton over to the prize master, the one and only Cent.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Awesome Games Done Quick Online 2022. I'm just going to be perfectly honest with you. I had a whole bit planned here. I was going to have the monitor with my program feed that I'm looking at on my lap. I was going to pretend like I was playing along to Crossbeats with jammitch. But I just watched that last Megalomania track, and I couldn't pretend to read it. It was just that far beyond my level, and I am certainly not someone who is new to rhythm games. Can we just get another round of applause and appreciation in our own homes for that amazing showcase of Crossbeats by jammitch? Absolutely incredible. I'm here to tell you about some of the prizes that you all can win by donating, and you got to get your donations in quickly because all of the prizes I'm going to talk about are done with the start of our next run, Yinglet. So if you have not donated a $50 singular donation today yet, you definitely should. I will explain why very shortly. We have 2 amazing $50 day prizes that are ending with the start of that Yinglet run. So please make sure to get those donations in. But first, let's take a look at some other stuff. So from our good friend C Average, helping us out with camera work all the time, and just being a cool dude. We have a bunch of Kingdom Hearts Perlers. Thank you so much for these, Sev. They're great. They've got everything you need to explain Kingdom Hearts. You know, we got the Heartless. Of course, Heartless, huge part of Kingdom Hearts. We've got Sora. Like, half the characters in Kingdom Hearts are just Sora. Of course you need a Sora Perler. We've got the Keyblade. It's all about the Keyblade and the Crossblade and the Chi-Blade, and there are a lot of blades. There are a lot of keys. It unlocks things. It's very important to the story. Just trust me on that. You don't want to get too deep into it. We of course have the logo of Kingdom Hearts itself. Very important to the story. I think I'm pretty sure Kingdom Hearts has come up. I said something about it being light, and we have sea salt ice cream. This one's self-explanatory. I should not even need to go into that, so don't worry about it. $10 minimum donation wins you the whole set. Thank you so much, Sev, for sending them out to us. From Splattered Pixels, we have this absolutely amazing Kingdom Hearts splatter art. Look at it. It is the Kingdom Hearts logo made out of negative space from paint splatters. It's by design one of a kind. Paint's never going to splatter the same way twice, and it's just such a cool medium. Always a big fan of the use of negative space, and it turned out so great. Love the colors, love the aesthetics. Thank you so much, Splattered Pixels. $15 minimum donation, but you got to get those donations in right now before the start of Yinglet. Very important to do so. Let's see, what else do we have here? We have so many cool prizes. From Over Here, Stranger, we have this beautiful Kingdom Hearts canvas board set featuring 3 different canvas boards with some lovely Kingdom Hearts artwork. We'll go through the boards individually, and you know what? Here we go. On this one, I'm going to do you all a favor, and I'm going to point out what each of the characters on this board are. So, of course, we have Xehanort, and next to Xehanort, we have Xehanort, and then next to Xehanort and Xehanort, we have Xehanort, and then under Xehanort and Xehanort and Xehanort, we also have Xehanort, but also Sora, but also Roxas, but I think also Riku, and then that's Sora, and that's Sora, and that's Sora, and that's Sora, and that's kind of Sora, and that's Donald and Goofy and Mickey. And I know all the Kingdom Hearts fans in chat are going, Sent isn't wrong. I don't like this explanation, but Sent also isn't wrong. And that's the best part about Kingdom Hearts. Seriously, though, these canvas boards are absolutely amazing. It's a $20 minimum donation. You'll win the set of 3. Thank you so much to Over Here, Stranger, for sending those out to us. From Cute Monster Props, we have this absolutely adorable silicone ditto, $15 minimum donation. It's stretchy, it's springy, it kind of, has that like consistency of gum to it. You can mold it a little bit, you could squish it. It's just a little bit sticky. It's a super cool prize. It's honestly, again, exactly what I feel like touching a ditto would feel like if a ditto was a real creature. I love it. Thank you so much to Cute Monster Props for sending it out to us. $15 minimum donation, but you got to get that donation in quickly. There are so many amazing prizes that you can win if you get that donation in immediately. Got to look down to make sure that I hit the right button to show you all this lovely Kingdom Hearts themed clock from Sclair Studios. Come on, it looks so good. The Kingdom Hearts stained glass aesthetic on a clock. How could you not want it? $20 minimum donation. Get those donations in ASAP. From Meredith Frederick, we have a lovely handmade Kingdom Hearts themed pin with the Heartless and Nobody symbols on it. $25 minimum donation. Thank you so much for sending that out to us. We have so many amazing prizes. $50 minimum donation. We have the Awful Block game banner here. This is, a bunch of characters from the Awful Block. It's a 6-foot-long banner when we get it printed out. We've got it up on our social media accounts right now. We print one of each of these banners out every event, send them out to a winner, and then we don't reuse the designs for anything. So if you donate at least $50 before the start of that Yinglet run, you could win that banner, and you know what? You could take home a piece of GDQ history, effectively. How cool is that? And last but not least, I got to give another shout outs to Cute Monster Props. They are just absolutely killing it with all the cool prize donations this event for sending us this amazing Lady Dimitrescu statue. It's so cool. It's, like the death pose of Lady D there. It's signed by her voice actress. It has, so many beautiful details. I got to show it off a little bit earlier at the studio. Get over to gamesdonequick.com. See the full-size version of this image. Absolutely amazing, but do so quickly because you need a $50 minimum donation before the start of Yinglet in order to be eligible to win it. So cool. So cool for sure. And if you get that $50 minimum donation in, you'll be 1/5 of the way towards our grand prizes, which are $250 cumulatively throughout the marathon. So $50 right now, $50  4 more times, and you know what? You are entered to win not one, but both of them. First off, from our friends over at Heroic Replicas, we have an amazing trio of Zelda-themed replicas. You win all 3 of them if you win this grand prize. You get to take home a Master Sword, a Dark Link styled Master Sword even. It's got a lovely black handle. It's got some silver accents to it. It's got a nice Triforce engraving on the blade. Absolutely beautiful piece. You get a lovely Hylian shield. I'm going to keep saying it, everyone. The Hylian shield is important. The Deku shield, not nearly as important. You want to get yourself a Hylian shield, and the only way to do that right now is to make sure you win this grand prize with a $250 cumulative donation throughout the marathon. And of course, new to this event from David Heroic Replicas, we have a megaton hammer, a 30-pound solid metal hammer. You don't want to miss out on it. $250 cumulatively throughout the marathon is going to get you entered into win that prize pack, but it's also going to get you entered into win a Skytech Gaming Mark 9 gaming PC. It's got killer specs to it. It is an absolutely great machine. Head over to gamesdonequick.com. Check out everything there. Check out the stream, first of all, because it's so cool to watch there. But then check the links at the top, because you're going to be able to see everything you need to know about the marathon. You're going to be able to look at all of the incredible prizes that we have available for you to win by donating. You're going to be able to see all of the incredible bids that you can put your donations towards to make cool things happen. Bids like that boss showcase we just saw in Crossbeats. Those incredible charts, you all made that happen with your donations, and there are so many more incredible opportunities like that for you to put your donations towards. And of course, all of the amazing speed runs that we have coming up in this marathon. Awesome Games Done Quick 2022 Online is going 24/7 until Saturday night. You don't want to miss a minute of it. Stay tuned. Don't miss Yinglet. Trust me on this one. It's a good run.
All right, Awesome Games Done Quick 2022 Online continues. Hey, take a look at the top left of your screen, or rather the top center. You see how close we are to $1.4 million? You think we can do that soon? I tell you what, we're going to take a quick Twitch break and we'll be right back and see where it is. All right, Awesome Games Done Quick 2022 online continues. Welcome back from our break. Looking at that ticker, pretty close to 1.4 million. Let's see what we can do quicker, sooner rather than later. We had a lot of great donations that still came in through that amazing crossbeats run. I just want to go over some more of those while we're currently getting set up for our next run. We had a $50 anonymous donation that said, after seeing Jammitch perform these first couple of songs, I need the Boss Song Showcase. And we got it indeed.